Growing up, art was a constant presence in my life. From the moment I could hold a pen, I found myself doodling my perception of the world on any piece of paper I could get my hands on. Some of my earliest memories take me back to watching Bob Ross paint his happy little trees, completely captivated by the magic of it all. That sense of wonder stayed with me as I grew older. Art in all its forms became more than something I loved. It became my escape. Creativity gave me a way to express myself when words couldn't, a place where I could make sense of things without having to explain them. For the most part, I excelled in school academically, but my attention was always pulled somewhere else, towards something more instinctive, something that felt natural rather than forced. The arts weren't just an interest, they were the one place I could fully connect with myself. And even before I could fully articulate it, I knew I couldn't ignore that pull. Looking back now, I realized how much of that path was shaped by the people who saw something in me long before I fully saw it within myself. Hi guys, welcome once again to Naturally Nikki. I have a really special guest that I interviewed. Her name is Rita Murphy. For any of you who don't know who Rita Murphy is, she was a motivational force within my life growing up from the time I was probably in the second grade, elementary school, all through every different phase of my education, all the way to high school. So I wanted to interview her because she created a few programs that still live on to this day within the Deer Park school system. And she created a legacy not only for herself, but for all of the students that were able to participate. Hi guys. So today I'm here with Rita Murphy. Rita has had a special place in my life for a very long time. I know her since I would say probably about the 4th or 5th grade, believe it or not. Rita Murphy was one of my art teachers throughout my school career. And I just want to thank her for allowing me to come to her home in Florida to do this interview. So thank you so much.
Aww.
It's beautiful here. I'd like you to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you started in the education system and what led you to become an art teacher.
Okay. Oh, it's a long story. No, I always loved art. I drew from the time I was a little kid. Loved it, enjoyed it, had a lot of fun with it. Very much like you, Nicole. You same thing. And you know when you're growing up. And I started teaching on Saturdays, of all things, in my house when I had small children of my own, to the neighborhood kids. And
really?
Yeah, and I started doing that, on the weekends. And my husband said, "What are you doing? You love art. Go back to school." So I did.
What were you doing for work at that point?
At that point, I probably, the kids were pretty small. I think I was a travel agent at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was also doing cosmetics. I did Mary Kay Cosmetics. I became a director for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I was always playing with color. And I love to travel. So I always followed my heart. And that was the best thing to do. And pretty much, I enjoyed the kids. I had a lot of fun with them. And he said, "What are you doing? You really should go back." So I did. I started going at night. And I had the kids during the day. And sometimes worked, part-time jobs in between.
Right.
And pretty much after that, I really went into it full-time. Became a substitute teacher for the Comstock and Longwood school districts, and I taught K through 12. I was certified K through 12. And so there isn't really a subject in art that I haven't really taught. And over the years, I started doing that, and then I finally found a full-time job at Smithtown High School West, and I was one of the few teachers that had 7 different preps because I had half-year classes.
What is a prep?
A prep is well, you'll teach studio this period, you'll teach
Okay.
drawing and painting this period, you'll teach ceramics this period.
Yeah, I did have a ceramics class with you. I do remember that.
You will teach, I did claymation movies.
Wow.
I taught calligraphy. You name it, I did it. And then the following year, I was supposed to get full-time again, and there were budget cuts, as so familiar with Long Island. And then what happened was I applied for a couple of other school districts, and I got the job with Deer Park. And Deer Park is the school that I met Nicole in.
Right, and I was about to mention that too, that anyone that's watching this video that does not know myself personally or Rita Murphy, we met in Long Island in Deer Park. That's the school district that I grew up in. And I had the luxury of having Rita as an art teacher throughout my school career, because you started, I believe, in, was it not, it was JFK. Was it JFK? Or
they had me start in Robert Frost, but then again with the school budget cuts,
moving
they
back
had
and
me
forth.
travel between the different buildings.
Right.
So then,
Okay.
yeah, JFK,
Yes.
Quincy Adams.
Because I did have you in JFK.
I took the little ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anyone that does not know, JFK was, I believe it was third grade through fifth, or sixth, no, third through fifth.
Mhm.
And then Robert Frost was our middle school, which
Right.
was 6th through 8th. And then the high school.
Adams was also K1 and 2. They
Yes.
had me, yeah, well.
Yeah. Yeah, they had you all over the place. Well, thankfully so, because I think you were probably one of the biggest influences
Aw.
in my life for my artistic part of my life. So I thank you for that. But there's something that I wanted to highlight today that really, it's a legacy for not only Rita, but it's a legacy for everybody that participated in her program. So
We had fun. We had a good time.
we did,
We
yes.
had a great time.
So I think it was 10th grade, because in 9th grade I had Cunningham for art, Mr.
Yeah.
Cunningham.
Uh-huh.
But in 10th grade, it might have been your second year. Was that 96 or 90?
Well, I was in the middle school and the elementary schools
Okay.
for about 4 or 5 years. So while you were growing up,
Yeah,
I was doing those things. And then by the time you got to the high school, that's when I was in the high school. So it was probably my first or second year in the high school.
Right, and
Yeah.
I think, so I graduated in 2000, so that would have been 99, 2000, so.
That makes sense. Yeah, so it was one of either my first year or my second year, I think, because I
Yes.
had introduced a new program.
So let's discuss that. The program that we're discussing that you introduced, can you explain what that is?
I felt like that the building, when I went into the building, I said, where's all the student art? I looked around the building and I didn't see any artwork.
It was a jail.
And so there was no artwork there. There was nothing on the walls. And I said, we really do need to introduce a program where a program called Mural Painting, where the students can actually leave their mark. And it was actually a slogan that I used, leave your mark on Deer Park. And when I was hired there, they said to me, well, what is your philosophy on art? My philosophy on art is that art is play with a purpose. And if you're not if you can't find that child in you, if you can't be that child, the art doesn't come. And it's there. Right. And we always approached it with that mindset. And so I said, this is what I wanted to do. I want to start a mural painting class. And of course, there was a lot of pushback on it, and they didn't want the murals on the wall. They wanted them on Masonite, and we started the very first year on Masonite. The year that I had you was the second year. because then they told me it was a fire hazard. They were trying to find a million reasons why this program should not run. And I said, don't worry about it. We'll paint it on the walls.
And just to be clear, yeah, that's exactly what we were able to do. So you took our classes and gave us a specific project. We had to, at least my class, I know that we had to study the greats like Picasso, Frida Kahlo, Salvador Dali, and you name it. And we all had to pick someone that resonated with us and that we felt connected to, and had to recreate our own project, our own mural, based off of the type of work that these artists did. So if you go to Deer Park High School, you'll see above the lockers, almost every locker in the school is completely covered with murals, and you can thank this woman right here for bringing that project and creating a legacy of her own that in turn created a legacy for all of us who participated in her program. So I thank you for that. And as a hairstylist, you're welcome.
And thank you for the fun. I had so much fun doing that with you guys. I loved it.
We loved it too. It was exciting. I mean, look, we had this project to do, and it took us outside of our classroom. It was something different. It was innovative, and you didn't sit there at your desk doing artwork or a mural. You were actually out on a scaffold and painting away, doing what you had to do, and it was expression. It was your own creative expression, and I believe I'm not the only one that probably would thank you for this, and hopefully there are many others that will see this.
I can't thank all of you enough, because you transformed
the school.
You transformed the school to something amazing.
Well, I can't wait, because I'm going to edit in some of the murals. I was able to go to the school a couple years back when they had, what was it? The art show. Yeah. They have an art show every year.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been back to my high school. We were supposed to have a 20-year reunion. I guess it was during COVID, because I graduated 2000, and so 2020, and COVID shut that down. So I was looking forward to it, because we were actually supposed to have it in the school. And, it's just nice to go back to your roots, where you came from, just to, so many memories.
But your paintings are still there.
Yes, they are. And I have so many pictures of all of the murals. Not only did everyone create a mural, but you also had the students in each grade do something. Can you describe what that was? Can you explain that?
Each year they wanted to, each graduating class wanted to leave their mark on the school as well. So they did it what they called the senior mural. I can get this out. Senior mural. Okay. And it was a process, and we took a group of kids to work on that mural. And we usually tried to pick our strongest artists, and those murals are throughout the school as well. And they're in memorabilia, in remembrance of these graduating classes. And what was important during those years that those kids graduated, and they put significant things in each mural that happened in the course of that history to remember and commemorate those years, which I thought was really amazing.
Right, which makes sense, and that's the beauty of it, just to get a sense of the time, the time period, and that, what that graduating class was going through.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I think I do have some images of that as well, and I'm going to add that in, but every person's name that was a graduate of that class is on that mural. Now, I did not graduate out of Deer Park High School. I actually left after my sophomore year. So I was not on the 2000 mural, but that's okay. I still have 2 murals that are there from when I did them on the wall. But you had a couple of students who decided to do a mural of you on the school wall. Yeah. And I was able to get a photo of that as well.
My year of retirement.
Yeah.
By the time I retired, I had already introduced the fashion design program, and which I was also very, very proud of. That's an amazing group of people as well. And we were able to get quite a few kids into the top schools in the country. And one of the hardest ones was FIT, which was impossible. And we were noted for getting the most students out of all of Long Island into FIT.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cooper Union, we've done, Parsons, we've done amazing colleges. Was the kids, Deer Park produced amazing artists, and I'm very, very proud to be part of that.
We did have a talented group of students.
We had an amazing pool of kids. We really did.
We really did.
It was great. It was absolutely great. And so my senior year, I said we'd like to put a mural up about those classes, because I didn't know if they were going to keep them, because all the years that I was there, I fought for them. And they put a portrait of me up there, which I was really, really excited about. Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool.
It's such an honor to have a mural of yourself.
And I couldn't believe what an amazing job they did. It was beautiful. But it was really such a nice tribute. It was nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
You know, there's a saying by Oscar Wilde that I absolutely love. And I don't know if you are into sayings, but art is the most intense mode of individualism the world has known. And that statement has resonated with me through my life, growing up and now as well. And I just feel it's true. It's self-expression. Art is self-expression. And I'd like to know, from your standpoint as an educator, as someone that is a creative, what is your advice to up-and-coming creatives and artists of today's time? What can you...
Well, I had my own sayings, and one of them was no is a 2-letter word. When people tell you, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, no, you can't do that, you have to find out why they said no, and then you have to explore, and you have to ask a lot of questions in this life. Don't accept the current theme. Don't accept the current answer. No is merely a 2-letter word. And understand that, embrace it, and live with that. And I also believed what Bruce Lee always said, and that is to become like water. And if you become like water, you can do anything. And what are the properties of water? I would ask them. I would ask the kids all the time, what are the properties of water? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it liquid? Is it frozen? Is it soothing? Is it scalding? Can it be razor sharp and cut you? Become like water, and you can become anything.
I love that. I love that. Water transforms. It's constantly evolving. It changes.
It's always moving.
It's always moving.
And if it's still for a reason.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Well, one thing I would love to touch on, I know we're sitting here with this beautiful background, and behind us is one of your own personal murals. I love this mural. I've seen this before, and it's just gorgeous.
Thank you.
But this is a little something. I wish we had a mural of yours in our school too. Did you ever have the chance to do that before you left?
No, but all those murals have a hand
It does.
of me in there somewhere.
It does. It does.
At one point or another.
Yeah. So I just want to thank you for sitting with me today, and I can't wait to share all of the images of your legacy within Deer Park High School. It truly is amazing what talent has lived on for the last 20, 30 years.
28 years.
28 years, okay? So 28 years of a legacy brought to you by Rita Murphy.
Oh,
so thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the fun, all the memories.
Yeah. Thank you.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
All right, guys. Ciao for now. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I did and as much as Rita did. Thank you once again, Rita, for sitting with me and speaking about your career and how you developed your programs within the Deer Park school system. After this, I compiled a little montage to show all of the artwork from the mural painting class. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did enjoy seeing it and, going down memory lane back in the school a few years ago. Like I mentioned, it's probably about 30 years, going on 30 years that this legacy was developed. And I would say there's about 90% of the school covered in this art. So if you guys get a chance to go back to the school to see all of this work, especially if you are someone who has contributed to this legacy, it's just an overwhelming feeling of pride. So it was an overwhelming feeling of pride to see my work and to see everybody else's work who were there after I've graduated. I hope you enjoy, and thank you once again.